everyone, welcome back to my channel. The other day I realized that I had not filmed a video in 2 years, so here's a video. Just a couple disclaimers: if you hear like munching or weird sounds in the background, I am right by my guinea pigs. I have 3 of them and they're going to town on some lettuce right now, but it was the only way I could keep them quiet during this video. And also I have a 4-year-old and he might wake up at any time and start screaming, so there's that. This is actually my second time filming this. The first time I just was way too long-winded, so I'm gonna try to cut it down a bit. So let's go. So I'm actually going to show you guys my 2022 planners, at least a couple of them. One of them is missing because my 4-year-old ran off with it, and who knows where he put it. He actually loves going through my planners, so it happens. It's no big deal. It's somewhere in the house. I just didn't want to find it this morning. I had time to film and we're just gonna go with it. The big thing that happened in 2022 was that I actually stayed in, for the most part, stayed in 2 planners. I did planner hop a little bit, but I planned every day of 2022, which is a really big deal for me. Unfortunately, I can't show you the first half of that because, like I said, don't know where it is, but I will show you kind of how I discovered my love for book-bound planning. So that would be with this. This is a B6 Stology, and this is from 2020. I can guarantee everyone has tried a B6 Stology after watching any Dakshina video, and I too fell into that whole hype of the B6 Stology. And rightfully so. It is such a nice size because it really does just feel like a book that you got from the library or something. It fits in your hands nicely. It's big without being super cumbersome. It's a large amount of space, but it's not quite an A5. I loved this. I loved every minute of it. I loved setting up my layouts. I loved printing things off, tipping things in, being creative in here, doing some watercoloring. That's some watercoloring. Designing things on Canva for in here. It's just a great system for taking notes and things like that. But in the end, it was just not a great time in my life. And I mean, it was 2020. It wasn't a great time in anybody's life. So I did fall off of it sometime in, I think, October. It was Halloween and I didn't even finish. And I don't think I really touched a planner from October 2020 until January 2022. So I took a big hiatus, which is why I have had nothing on this channel in 2 years. So here's my October. How fun. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I was gonna go big, and I love my setups in here, but like I said, life just got the best of me. Most of my stickers that you'll see in any of my setups are going to be either Wise Minerva, Honeybee Shop, and a few other things scattered in. But if you're wondering, that's where I get the most of my planner stuff. So yeah, this was my introduction and I loved it, but it was a little overwhelming for me. So in 2022, I actually got an A6 Stology, which who knows where that's at. So I have the cover for it. This is a Moterm croc cover. I have this in every size. I have it for this, but it grew too big for it. Yeah, don't know where the planner is, like I said. But what I loved about the A6 was that it was small enough that I could do daily pages and not feel like I had to make things up to fill up the pages, while it had enough room for notes and things. I just loved it. It was really easy to work with, and I could just change my layouts however I wanted to suit my need, which is kind of what I did. Let's move this off to the side for a second. That's kind of what I did in this. So this is what I planned in the second half of 2023. I got exactly 6 months in my A6 Stology, and I could have gotten 6 months in this, but I did get a little bit of burnout. We'll get to that. This is an A5 Yop and Tom. Oh, look at the lovely little fingerprints all over it. I would say they're my kids, they're probably mine. Anyways, This is a Shine Sticker Studio sticker. This is a runway sticker, and this is from Amazon. I'm not gonna sit here and like say what everything is, but you know, it's on the cover, so it's kind of like a highlight. But anyways, I got this because I wanted to try an A5 size, and it was a really pretty cover. It actually, you can kind of see right here where it had a moon and stars, which is totally my aesthetic. However, the foil was this color, and that is not my aesthetic, so I covered that baby up. This was actually a gift for my birthday in 2022, and I really wanted to use it. Do I think this would be popular in the planning community? It depends. Like, if you're a bullet journaler, yeah, it's definitely a great planner. But if you're used to like Soligy paper or Hobonichi paper or even Midori, no, you're not gonna like this because it's super thick paper. You know, I'm not really a paper snob one way or the other. Like, I think they both have like things that make it beneficial. With this, I could literally probably write in it with Sharpie and it probably wouldn't bleed through. But with like obviously your Hobonichi and Moterm and things like that, you're gonna get that nice crinkliness. So it's just like give and take of what you want at what time. Or if like you are firm on one side or the other. But the paper quality in this is very nice. It's a true white paper, dot grid, and it has like guide marks on it. If you can see that, there's some guide marks. So it was really easy to set up layouts. And how I used this was just like, there was no rules. I wasn't going to do like a full-blown bullet journal in the sense where I wasn't going to sit down every month and make spreads. I would make my calendar, and if I wanted to do anything else, I would. Here's just some pictures. I always like to have pictures of my family, just so like when we look back on it, be like, oh, this is where we were this year. My main focus was just making sure I had a calendar, and then just doing whatever layouts that I wanted for that year. And which is very nice in something like this because, you know, for the first month I was in this, I just did a week on 2 pages. But if you go to different months, I change it up. And at some points I was like, okay, maybe I want to try a tracker. So I would put some trackers in. And it was funny because like each month I kind of like, oh, I'm going to add more. And then like towards the end, it was just a full-blown bullet journal, and that kind of overwhelmed me, and you'll see that. But anyways, so here's an example of me like changing it up. This is my favorite washi of all time. It is a like Scotch brand washi. It's a holographic purple. Oh, it's so beautiful. Anyways, I did 2 days per page for a while, and I think at different points I did like a day per page. So just like whatever I felt like doing, I did. And a big focus of mine in 2023 was to not buy stationery just because I found it in a store. Like, so much of my planner life, I've been doing this for almost a decade now, was spent just consuming anything I could that could possibly go into a planner. And how much of that stuff did I actually use? Like, none at all. I didn't use nearly any of it. Or if I did, I'd be upset because it wasn't my aesthetic. It wasn't what I liked to look at, and it made me not want to plan. So I went through all of my stationery and I just kept the things I like. And because of that, like, I can just grab whatever I want and throw it down, and it's probably going to be fine, and I'm probably going to like it. Like, I won't say that there's not spreads. Now here's me doing a day per page. I won't say that there isn't spreads that I like don't particularly love, but for the most part I'm okay with it. And yeah, so anyways, I just did different layouts and stuff like that. But as I said, like, I started getting really into doing these elaborate spreads. This is actually I wrote this, but these little things, they're rub-on transfers from the $1.25 tree, excuse me. And I just kind of went ham with them for October because they were just so cute. They kind of reminded me of like vintage tattoos or something like that. And as you can see, I was getting really creative, which had its downfall because I was busy at work, and like finding time to keep up with this each month was becoming a bit much. This is like, I won't say vintage honeybee shop, but it's from 2020. It's pretty old. I'm sorry if you can hear the train in the background. I'm not sure if you can or can't, but you know what? I live in a city and now an airplane's going over and we're just gonna keep going. But yeah, I just would use different layouts, and I got my oh my gosh, I got my pulley printer. So around October, I found Taylor on Mama of More Plans, and when I tell you that my 2023 setups are like completely, like the planners, everything is completely inspired by her. She inspired me to get the pulley printer too. Actually, it was an early Christmas present from one of my friends, but yeah, it's just so heavily inspired. This was November. I really liked November setup. I thought it was really pretty. I did some stamping. I don't normally stamp. I love these colors, but at this point, this is where I kind of like, I didn't do very many memories, which is crazy because this is like my partner and my son's birthday month. You think we'd just like filled this up? No, I was over it. Like, I still planned every day, but at this point I had started like migrating into a different planner, and I just kind of fell out of love with this, if I'm being honest. I got bored of it. It was too much space, and now I know that. But I got through most of the second half of 2022 in this, which was nice, because normally when I get burnt out, I'll just quit entirely. But I didn't. This time, I actually moved into this little notebook. Once again, inspired by Taylor. She was in a pocket Moleskine, and I really wanted to get one, but two things. It was like the end of the year. It was like November when I decided I wanted to try this size. And also, I'm a firm believer in trying before you buy when it comes to planners, and like creating it yourself, or just like making something the same size that you want before, or getting like a cheap version of it before you commit to the planner itself. Because if I'm going to use it, I want that good quality, but you know what I mean? I don't want to commit to it. And while, you know, a pocket Moleskine is like around $20, it's not that much of a commitment. It's still enough of a commitment for me to want to try it first. So I shopped my stash. I had this little notebook. It's actually an Insights notebook, and this is a Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them cover. I've mentioned this before on my channel. I do not support J.K. Rowling anymore, but this was a gift, and also I know it came from like a secondhand shop, so technically nobody that I know's money went to her. So anyways, this is pocket size, and it's just a little lined notebook. I was using it as a diary journal type thing, but it was in my stash and I wasn't like super using it, so I just pulled it out and I started throwing down stickers. And my main thing in this was just like, don't think, just do. Don't sit there and be like, okay, what kind of like pristine layouts can I make? Just pick something and go with it. This was hilarious. My pulley printer, for some reason, it's only ever done this once. I was printing, or is it? I was printing this picture of me and my boyfriend, and it did this, and it just looked hilarious. Anyways, yeah, I just put like, would I normally pick any of these things? Probably not. They don't necessarily go together, but I love it. Like, who cares? There's like one page in particular, and I think it's coming up, where it's just ugly. It's so ugly, but I don't care. It's this one right here. This is it. It's so ugly, but like, do I care? No, because like, I'm using up my stash. I'm using stuff that I like. I can go back. Okay, if you saw that, what this, oh god, let me just flip it. If you play Cards Against Humanity, they have the blank cards, and if you say something ridiculous during the game, they'll write it down. I got 2 cards made that night. Anyways, I'm sorry about that. But what I loved about this is like, I literally could do whatever I wanted in here, and it didn't matter. And all these random stickers that I had in my stash, I could just use. This is the day my life changed. This is the day I played Disney Dreamlight Valley for the first time. I played 2 video games in 2022. Well, you know, I always play The Sims, so I don't count that. But like, other than The Sims, I played Unpacking, which is a great game. Highly recommend it. And I played this, and when I say it consumed my life, it well, you'll see, it consumed my life. I burned through that game. Just printing things off my pulley, putting down whatever stickers. And I love that I can just like look back and see like highlights of my day, like what happened, where we were, what the weather was like, things like that. And I love that this is how I finished my year out, because like it's so freeing to just not care. And if I've learned anything from Taylor, it is that, to just throw stuff down and not care. And if like a mistake happens, then work with it. I love these super holographic, these are happy planner stickers. I think these were from Target, but like from 2022. But anyways, just throwing down whatever I like, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, okay, well then there's gonna be another day, like literally on the next page, so who cares. And I just have sticky notes in here, and because this was a lined notebook, I could just put whatever notes I wanted, really. And like sometimes things got done, sometimes things didn't get done, like sometimes things got crossed out and covered up, and that's fine by me. But I did finish the year off in here to the very last day, I believe. Yep, that was the very last day. And yeah, I love this. So I was going to show you guys my 2023 setup in this, but this video is already long enough, so I'm going to do that in a second video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I apologize for being gone for so long. If any of you have stuck around, are still subscribed, are still watching, thank you so much. You can find me on Instagram. My name on there is Kendra ___ Lee. You can follow me over there. I do a lot of stories with planners and things like that. I don't really post so much my planners on like my page, but I do a lot in my Instagram stories. If you have any questions, like where I got something from, leave it down below, and I will, to the best of my ability, try to get back to you. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.